Hey everyone, it's Daniel from My Million Dollar Story. Happy Mother's Day, and I hope you've had a really great day today, all of you mothers. Once again, we love you and we appreciate you, and we are just so glad that you've got your own day to celebrate today. Hopefully, it was everything you dreamed it ever could be. All right, so today, as you know, is my weekly review. The first thing I like to do is just take a look back at what the point of this project is for me. I'm working on building my first $1 million net worth by the end of 2023, and that's roughly 5 years. I'm calling it 5 years. Now, I'm going to do that through a few different methods or income sources, income generators. The first is my full-time job, which makes me a good salary. I don't share the exact numbers because you know how employers are about that kind of thing. And I do know that there are people that I work with that watch this on occasion. And so I prefer to just not share that number, but it is a good number and it is going to be contributing a lot to that goal. My wife is also working, and so her income or her basically her income from what she makes doing her real estate job will also be counted towards that. I do have an eBay business, which I am growing currently and plan to continue to invest in that, eventually making it more passive through having employees and just better management of it. And so that's the direction I'm going with that. I'm planning somehow, I have some ideas, but to monetize this channel as well. So this my $1 million story, and expand what I'm offering and how it adds value to all of you, and then eventually monetize it as well. And then finally, eventually, I think that I will be doing some real estate work as well, whether it be as an agent or doing investing. I'm not sure yet. That's sometime in the future, probably a couple years from now before I get started on that. All right, now that I'm done with that review, let's talk about how this week's plans went. So this week I was working to prepare for the Forge, which is a 100-day challenge that I'm starting tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow will be day one for me. The rest of the group is starting. It's kicking off on Friday, and we'll be doing our first demo on next Monday. Excuse me. So I'm very excited about that. I think that's going to be fantastic. I will be getting some more details tomorrow. So frankly, I don't know exactly what's going to be expected of me. It's kind of coming together a little bit quickly and a little bit last minute. Sorry, Randy. I know you're working on that. But that is what I'll be doing this next week. Okay, let me step back. Planning for the Forge is what I was doing last week. Doing the Forge is what I'll be doing next week. So as far as my plans go, I have a lot of things outlined for what I'm going to be doing over the next 12-ish weeks. It's going to be a busy time. It's going to be stretching me. I'm going to be focusing both on eBay, growing my eBay business, getting more into better habits with my eBay business, trying to pick up my sales there as well as pick up on what I'm listing and where I'm collecting. One of my big goals is to find some wholesale sources so that I can buy things on a more regular basis and I can get more things in a at least somewhat bulk fashion. That way I can limit the number of listings that I have to write, and I can increase the amount of essentially income to listing, that ratio. Because what I want to do is write a listing and have multiple items that are the same and that will fall into that listing. Whereas right now, sourcing pretty much exclusively from thrift stores, every single item that I get is a different item, and I have to take pictures of it individually and list it individually with all the individual details, price and condition and all of that. And that ultimately, it takes a lot of time to handle every item individually. And so that's one of my big goals as well for the Forge. Now, the other business that I'm going to be focusing on is my $1 million story. There's some maybe news to come on that, some ideas that are not yet fully set in stone. And so I'm working through that. One of my goals for this next week is to figure out what direction I'll be taking this business. And then hopefully at the end of the week, I'll be able to add a little bit more clarity and give some details about that. One other thing for eBay that I'll be doing this week is changing my store name. Right now, my store name is pretty generic, somewhat similar to My Million Dollar Story, which was basically set so that I could get running and not spend a bunch of time on a store name before I actually started building the business. And that's really what I was doing with My Million Dollar Story as well. It's something that fit, but it wasn't necessarily meant to be a permanent name for the channel, for the work that I'm doing. So I'll be figuring that out as well. All right. That's a lot of things, maybe not a lot of details. I wish I, had more specifics. In the coming weeks, I plan to get a website started and then start reporting in a written fashion what my goals are specifically, and then I'll be marking off the progress to those goals as well throughout the week, or at least at the end of the week. And I think that will be a better way of communicating what it is that I'm working on and whether or not I'm making progress on those things. But I'm excited, I'm optimistic, and I think it's going to be a great week. Thanks for checking in. I hope that this somehow you find value in it. The purpose, I guess the point in me sharing these things is I really just want for other people to see that I don't have it all figured out, that there are people just working hard that don't know any more than you do and don't have any more experience than you do. But I'm figuring it out one day at a time. So good luck to you. Hope you check back in tomorrow morning. I'll be coming back with a thought and some information maybe about what I'm doing with my goals. All right, take care.